She popping and dropping, she rockin' top, it's no stopping. Got me deep in my pockets, I'm about to give her my wallet, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, wow. She popping and dropping, she rockin' top, it's no stopping. Got me deep in my pockets, I'm about to give her my wallet, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, wow. Test me, why you wanna test me? You so sexy, come on in. Messy, wet up like a jet ski. Work it out and ride it like a 10-speed. My little baby, baby, takes the pain away. My little baby, baby, takes the stress away. Never leave the bed when it's a rainy day. Hit her with that move, I bet I make her sing. She popping and dropping, she rockin' top, it's no stopping. Got me deep in my pockets, I'm about to give her my wallet, and I'm like,
all right, so we're at a friend's house. We want to kind of give you our initial review, our initial opinion of the new Polaris RZR 200 that they have for youth models for the kids. So kind of overall, if you're used to the youth models or not, this is a 200 compared to the old 170s. We're going to show you the upgrades that they've made compared to a 170 and the things that they finally fixed over all the years that they had the 170. But overall, this thing still has a 48-inch width, and it's still 65-inch wheelbase, which is the same as the 170. And kind of the thing that gets me on this one is they call it a 200, but it's really only a 180, so they only went up 10 cc's over the 170.
So on the front, compared to the RZR 170 to the 200, on the 200 they did away with the lower A-arm and the upper strut style. So they went with a true independent style front end on here with the upper and lower A-arm, which is a lot better and stronger in my opinion, because the 170s were bad about breaking a lower A-arm because all the stress was on that one A-arm. Yeah, on the old 170s, they had a swing arm style rear end. And on the 200s, they went with a true independent style as well. And so I really like that because it has two radius rods, a trailing arm with the shock that ties into the trailing arm, just like a bigger RZR would have. And that's a nice upgrade because the 170 swing arms were bad about breaking too. They had known issues with them as well.
Yeah, and these now have stub axles and rear independent suspension to where the 170s were a straight axle. So yeah, it should be a lot smoother to ride. So one of the big improvements that the 200 has compared to the 170s is it now has 10 inches of ground clearance, where the 170s were only 7 inches from the factory. The 170s also came with 19-inch tires on the front and 20s on the rear, where this one comes with 24-inch tires all the way around. One thing they do say though is if you want to try to put a different set of wheel and tire combo on it, they're saying that the front and the rear bolt patterns are different. So you keep that in mind when you go to buy an aftermarket set of wheels and tires for it. So one thing that this one has on it that they don't come with stock, this one has a front bumper on it, which is a Polaris part. It has a half windshield, it has a roof. They have purchased a full windshield for it as well. They have a set of rock sliders ordered, but they're not in yet. And it has the rear bumper that they added to it. So all these are actually Polaris parts and Polaris part numbers, and we'll put those links in the description below for y'all to look at.
So on the RZR 200s, they took from the 170s, they upgraded to actual doors now that open and close, which is a lot safer for the kids because the door's going to hold you in a lot better than a net will. Net, I feel like, you know, a rock or something, as they tip it over, can still you can kind of fall through and slip through the belt and fall out. So they have a digital speedometer in here, which is a nice feature, but they also have a geo-fencing feature, which is through the Ride Command app. So you can set a speed limiter on these 200s, and you can also draw a perimeter on the app where they can drive inside that perimeter, and if they go outside that perimeter you drew on the app, it will actually shut the ride down so you can put them back inside the perimeter.
So to kind of go back over some of the safety features, one thing Tanner mentioned is this thing does have a speed limiter and it has geofencing, and you can actually set all that up through your Ride Command app. So you can download the Ride Command app on your phone and set up a speed limiter or geofencing to slow the thing down. It also comes with seatbelt sensors, so if you don't have a seatbelt plugged in, it won't let you run but a certain speed. And this has helmet sensors that you can turn on and off, that if you're not wearing a helmet, that it'll actually slow you down as well. This one they all come with nets. He removed the nets off of this because it had a netting that went here, and he said it was kind of a pain because you had to adjust the nets every single time you open and close the door. So when you close it, you had to tighten it up, and you had to loosen it to open the door all the way.